What's going on, everybody? This is Entrepreneur, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to increase your credit score with 7 simple steps. Let's get started. But first, before we start the video, I'm gonna have to ask you guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment anything if you want. Now let's get into the video. Get comfortable, go get a sandwich or something.
Stop pig's head!
Because I'm about to drop some knowledge. Now the first thing I'm gonna tell you guys is that the best way to keep your credit score high is consistency with the 7 steps I'm about to present to you. I also want you guys to understand how your credit score is measured. I want you to take a look at this screenshot, take a good look at it, right? 35% is by payment history, 30% is by the amount of debt, 15% is the length of credit history, 10% is new credit, and 10% is credit mix. Now in this video, I'm going to explain to you how you can increase your credit score and how all these percentages are going to affect you in the process. Now the first step, of course, is to get credit history. If you're somebody starting out at a late age of trying to build their credit, then it's going to be really hard for you to get good credit. Opposed to somebody who started off at the age of 18, best thing for you to do is to ask somebody who already has good established credit. Ask them if you can be an authorized user on their account. What this is going to do is that it's going to influence your credit score to grow at a faster rate than what it would if it was just on its own. Now, why it does this, you may ask? You getting a credit card is based off your credit score. Your credit score is a representation with how responsible you are with finances. Now, if somebody with a credit score who is already high trusts you to put you on as an authorized user, then that tells the bank that they can also trust you. The second thing you're going to want to try to do is have multiple credit lines. Starting out, you're probably going to have 1 credit line, but you're going to want to try to have 2 credit lines. You're going to want to try to maintain these credit lines for at least 6 months before going for your 3rd or even your 4th. What this does is that it boosts your credit utilization, and a part of your credit score is measured by the amount of credit that is accessible to you. Now you want to be careful with this one because you don't want to have too much credit to where you utilize too much of it and you can't pay it back on time. The idea is to also have a controllable amount of credit. That way you have the highest chance of not falling behind and also getting your credit score as high as possible. We're going to move on to step 3. Now step 3 is a good one. You want to have different types of credit. Now with this step, you also need to understand that not all credit cards are built the same way. A credit card from Lowe's is not the same as a credit card from Discover. A credit card from Discover is going to hold more weight in the long run opposed to a credit card from Lowe's or from JCPenney or something like that. But having a store credit card will give you some credit history, and it will slightly boost your chances of getting a good credit card with the bank. Paying off different types of credit, such as car loans, a home loan, and credit cards. This will boost your credit score because it's going to show creditors that you can handle different types of credit and you can handle different types of loans. This step will dramatically increase your credit score. However, you're going to want to be careful with this because you never want to take on too much at a time. Remember, you always want to have a controllable amount of credit, whether it be a home loan, car loan, or credit cards. You never want to have too much you can't handle. Now, this one right here is a doozy. This one is limiting your credit utilization. Now, what does this mean? Well, say if you have a credit line of $10,000, right? What affects your credit score the most is that how much credit you utilize. So if somebody utilizes $9,000, aka 90% of their credit line, that's going to heavily decrease their credit score. You want to keep your credit utilization, if not at, but under 10%. So this means that you only want to use about $1,000 of that $10,000. Now this is why it's important to also have multiple credit lines. Because if you have 3 credit cards, all of them that have $10,000 credit limit, then that will increase your utilization to $3,000. If you absolutely have to go over 10%, then try to limit the amount. At the very most, for an emergency, you want to go up to 50%, but you never want to go past that amount. Now I want you guys to take a look at this screenshot as well and really study what this is saying to you. Credit card utilization. This graph is basically showing you what affects you, how much affects you, and where you want to stay at in order to have a great credit score. So we're going to look at credit utilization. 0 to 9% will keep you on the excellent side, but remember, only 10% of that is accounted for when it comes to your total credit score. You take a look at the rest of them. Payment history, high, 100%. So what this means is that every billing cycle you pay off 100% of your credit used. We're going to take a look at derogatory mark. So obviously having 0 derogatory marks is going to give you the highest chances of having a great credit score. Now what a derogatory mark is basically when you're late on a payment or when you haven't made a payment. Now these derogatory marks, they stay with you for a long time. They stay about maybe between 7 and 10 years, and it affects your credit score dramatically. Now age of credit, right? So this is why I said you want to start having a credit card as early as possible. 18 is a preferable age. In the later years of you having credit, that's what's going to help your score increase even more. Now this is the one that you just have to use patience and you can't really control on your own. It's just when you started your credit. For example, somebody who starts their credit at 18 is going to have a higher credit score opposed to somebody who started having a credit card at the age of 20. Now let's just say hypothetically both of these people pay on time and do everything that they're supposed to do. The person who started at 18 is going to have a higher credit score opposed to the person who started at 20. Total accounts. Now this one is going to have a low impact on your score, but like I said, it's always good to have a diversified amount of credit. And by diversifying your credit, that means having home loans, car loans, and credit cards, and even personal loans. Now, according to this graph, having 21 or more accounts is going to help boost your score to the highest amount possible. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean go take out 10 credit cards, 5 home loans, and 5 car loans. No, this means over time you've had 21 accounts completely paid off. Last but not least, we're going to have credit inquiries. What a credit inquiry is when a financial institution inquires about your credit score when you apply for a credit card through their bank. Usually these are soft inquiries, and it means that you're applying for new credit. Well, you kind of want to try to avoid new credit. In order to have credit, you're going to have to get new credit. Don't worry about inquiries though, they have a low impact on your score, but you don't want to apply for too many credit cards at one time because that will negatively affect your credit score. We're going to move on to step number 5. Now step number 5 is very simple. It's just pay all your credit cards down to 0. Every month you want to make sure that your credit cards are paid down to $0 owed. Now another thing that will increase your credit score is doing multiple payments within a month. People use the 2-payment strategy, 1 payment 15 days before your billing cycle and 3 days before your billing cycle. Now what I like to do is do 3 to 4 payments, one that's 15 days and also one that is 3 days before, and then 2 more in between those 2 days. Step 5 is also a good one. One thing that helps you get a credit card is having higher income. You're measured by your ability to pay back credit, and having higher income is going to increase those chances. Also, having higher income will get you higher credit limits. Now, the last thing that may help you is a confusing one, but it's something that is possible and it's something that you can do right now. You want to try and find out when your bank reports to the credit bureaus. Once you find out this information, pay off all your credit right before they report it to the bureau. That way, right before your new credit score comes out, it'll have a higher chance of increasing. Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Sorry about my voice and my projection. Still feeling some of the, COVID symptoms and all that good stuff. But, hey, I'm gonna get better and better as the days come. Hope you guys had a great day. Hope you guys have more great days ahead of you. Remember, never give up on your dreams. Never give up on your goals. Entrepreneur is working with you guys, and I'm here to give you guys the motivation, inspiration, and the tools you need in order to have a financially successful and any other type of success I could help with. Hey, that's why Entrepreneur is here. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and until next time, Entrepreneur out of here.